Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, Dr. Ashandra Batiste understands that one of the biggest obstacles is dental fear. The vision at Elite Dental Wellness is to ensure every patient is treated with respect, ultimate care, patience, and love. Call us today to make an appointment at area code 713-789-8680. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789. KOG and Company. Are your unique gifts and talents changing the world? Do you desire to belong to a community of unity? Visit KOGpassion.com to learn more about the Unleash Your Dopeness movement.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sphere here on The Money Factor. This is LaShonda Johnson, certified financial educator and also the co-founder of the Houston Housewives of Finance. Hey!
Hey, y'all. It's Tony Sanders, also the co-founder of the Houston Housewives of Finance and your certified financial education instructor. Man, it's been a couple of weeks, but we're back.
I know. I feel so refreshed.
I know.
I'm so happy to see you guys.
It's been a lot going on.
Absolutely. It's Money Mondays.
Yes, absolutely.
And we're back in the house. And man, Tony, I mean, it feels like it's been like 3 weeks. Since,
2 weeks.
2
weeks for me, 3 weeks for you.
Yeah, that's why I say 3 weeks for me, but
right.
2 weeks for you.
Right.
So what's happening? What's going on?
Girl, it's hot out of these streets. How y'all doing?
I hope that you guys are doing great.
Yes.
I hope your budgets are doing great. I hope that your personal money management is doing great. But hey, you know, we don't leave that to chance. That's why we come to you on Monday so that we can have chats with you about that.
We're going to chit chat.
Yes.
Man, I was just looking at this video. I'm like, whoo, I sure look top heavy. I was looking at the video. I'm like, man, I need to shrink it on down. But what are we talking about today?
Okay. In the news. You guys, there's a lot of stuff going on in the news about money. First of all, like I said before, Tony, hey, listen, we're not in the best political climate right now. There's a lot going on and a lot in reading it. I really do keep in tune to it, and especially when it's going to affect our pocketbook and our future, you know, retirement or just our, you know, our spending dollars as consumers. So I try my very best to, you know, keep in tune to it. But a lot of it, I have to be quite honest, I don't understand. But I know it affects us in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So I try to, you know, figure those things out. But let's go to the first article that we have today. I don't know if you guys know Ben Bernanke, but he's warning us about, he calls this the Willie Coyote economy.
You know, I know who Ben is.
Yes. So if you don't know who he is, I mean, you know, yeah, people listen to what he has to say.
Absolutely.
And his input is extremely valuable. So, Tony, you want to start us off with what he has to say this morning?
She didn't caught me off guard, y'all, but I'm going to share this.
She got it.
It says, don't look down. Ben Bernanke fears that the American economy will soon look like a Looney Tunes episode. Wow. That's kind of like cartoonish.
Right.
Okay, so the former Federal Reserve chief questions the wisdom of the Congress and waiting until the economy looks healthy and hitting the gas with massive corporate tax cuts and a burst of spending. What are you getting in stimulus at the very wrong moment? Bernanke said that last week at the event hosted by the American Enterprise Institute. He's got a point. The unemployment rate is 3.8%, matching the lowest in a half of a century. Stimulating the economy further costs overheat further could overheat it, ending the recovery prematurely and by expanding the federal deficit. Congress has left itself less room to borrow money to fix the next recession. The other challenge is avoiding the nasty crash.
Notice that they said next recession.
Because, girl, you know what happens. The other challenge is avoiding the nasty crash when the sugar rush fades from tax cuts. So let's go back and let's talk about it. And that's what we tell people all the time. Look, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
The next recession. So if you understand economics, or if you understand, the way our system works, then they come. Recessions come and go, and it's just it's not a question of if we will go into one, it's when, and then it's how deep we'll go into it, or how nasty the recession will be. So that's why he says the Wile E. Coyote. So if you guys like the cartoons, then you understand who Wile E. Coyote is. He's all over the place.
All over the place.
And so that's where our economy is all over the place. So it makes it very difficult to predict what's going to happen. And the economists like to say that certain trends can lead us to believe certain things are going to take place. But here's the situation. How does that affect you and I, Tony?
Right.
Okay, well, it affects us because it affects our spending dollar. It also affects our ability to be able to increase our disposable income. It affects inflation. It affects a lot of things. So decisions that are made around us are affecting our personal money management, but we're not in tune to it.
No.
So let's go back to the article.
Absolutely. It says it's going to hit the economy in a big way this year. Next, Bernanke said. And then in 2020, Wile E. Coyote is going to the off the cliff. Wait a minute. So he's going off the cliff and look down. Hey, we got a problem. That's all I know.
Yes.
Of course, it is difficult to forecast that is far out. And now investors will recall that Bernanke famously said in March of 2007 that the impact of the subprime mortgage collapse was likely to be contained. The Great Recession began 9 months later. Okay, so it sounds to me that he's on to something.
Yes.
He's warned us before, and here we go again. For now, Wall Street doesn't seem worried about a recession powered by the blockbuster earnings of NASDAQ raced back to the record high last week. The Dow and the S&P have recovered most of their losses from last winter's sell-off. Still, Bernanke is warning the underlines of Washington's peculiar sense of timing. The Congress hit the brakes on the economy by cutting the spending and letting tax cuts expire during the fiscal cliff standoff in 2013, just as the low-speed recovery needed a boost. You know what? You know what the problem is, LaShonda? Even as I'm reading this, I'm saying we're not in tune enough with our own personal finances, so let alone what's going on around us, which affects us. And we've got to be more diligent and consistent in reading and do it our own homework. We just rely on other people to bring us the information, and we have no clue, you guys, including myself sometimes, and I'm in the industry, but we've got to do a better job of reading, staying in tune of what's going on, because the resources are available. The question is, are you taking advantage of them?
Yes. So, that brings a whole new meaning to get educated, because the education that you receive can help you to, you won't be caught off guard.
No,
it's the best way I can put
right.
it, because I think, as Americans, we're caught off guard a lot. We're like, where did that come from?
I didn't know anything about that.
Oh my gosh. Where did that come? How did that happen?
Right.
Well,
here you go.
Things are building up to happening.
Right.
They don't just happen. Things don't just fall into our laps.
Right.
They are building up. Like he said, okay, look at the patterns, and I don't expect you guys to be economists. I'm not.
No.
I keep in tune to this so we can bring it to you. But what we're saying here is you have to take, like you said, get more involved and understand what's happening, especially when we change parties in our government. You can expect change.
Absolutely.
And so and we are going to be subject to this change. And so how it personally affects us, hey, we're going to talk about that more in this episode.
But you know what I was just thinking about? I was like, man, the resources are available for us, but we don't take advantage of them. We bring you the podcast. We ask you to like and share it. There's the news. There's papers. There's books that you can read. But if people would attack this like they attack social media, we would be on point.
Oh, it would be crazy.
Yes.
But this is not, like I said, it's not cute.
I know.
It's not fun. People don't like talking about money. You guys don't like hearing about money unless you're about to make it. You don't mind making it, but then there's, a definite breakdown in how it's to be accumulated and saved.
But you know what, you guys? To me, and it should be to you, that, hey, talking about money, understanding money, that's the new cool. That's the new sexy. That it's just it. That's what it's all about. Because we're all out here trying to make it. We're all out here trying to be the boss of something, or some of y'all, somebody. However, if you get your bag right, if you secure your coins, but you got to know this information, because if you don't, it will affect your bottom line.
Absolutely.
Your bottom line.
Absolutely. So it's time for us to share our first sponsor of this show, and that's Elite Dental Wellness. Okay, you guys. So at Elite Dental Wellness, our vision is to create a welcoming practice that will offer exceptional dental care and a lifetime of dental wellness. We are committed to the finest possible oral care and the overall health and well-being of our patients. Elite Dental Wellness is built upon a foundation of integrity, expertise, and service. Through our commitment to modern dentistry, continuing education, and friendly atmosphere, we strive to make our patients feel that they are part of our family. Dentistry can be scary, oh my gosh, yes, daunting and uncomfortable, but Dr. Batiste and her team work tirelessly to ensure your comfort. Make your appointment today by calling Dr. Chandra Batiste at Elite Dental Wellness at 713-789-8680.
All right.
There we go. Got the bling bling going.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's get back to this article, Tony. First of all, if you guys don't know who Ben Bernanke is, look him up. You're going to have to look him up so you can realize, how valuable his input is.
And he knows what he's talking about.
And he knows what he's talking about. Okay. So if you don't know what you're doing, you got to then tap into people who do. and that's what we're here for at the Money Factor. We're to bring you this is up to date. This is fresh out the box.
It's fresh out the press.
Fresh out the box, fresh out the press. Fresh information that we know you guys can use if you choose to use it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Remember, applied knowledge is power. Okay.
Are you applying it?
So let's go back to the article.
Says, I beg Congress, Bernanke said, not to raise the tax. Yes, I beg. Not to raise the taxes and cut spending as they did. It was the wrong time to do that. This Congress is making life more difficult. Let me repeat that.
Oh, wow.
This Congress is making life more difficult for Jerome Powell, the current chairman of the Fed. The central bank, which meets on Wednesdays, needs to keep inflation in check by raising interest rate, but not so quickly. That is exacerbates a potential slowdown. That's not to mention the deep uncertainty and the higher expense for businesses caused by President Trump's tariffs and trade threats.
Ooh, we're going to talk about that. These are These threats really affect us in a negative way. So, when
he start running off at the mouth.
Absolutely. But then his decisions that back up that, the vomiting he's doing. So what we need you to do right now is go this moment, this second, right now, and subscribe, because you want to continue to watch this episode. Because if you don't know what a tariff is, we're going to break it down to you. We're going to break it down. And we're going to also be able to tell you how it affects you personally and us as consumers as a whole. So right now, go to the Sphere and subscribe. Do that right now, this second, this moment. While you're there, we would like to review our show. And also, if you would go to iTunes and review it in iTunes, give constructive feedback, tell us what you think, what you love, what you'd like to see. Share this Facebook Live post and the entire show with your family and friends. You know, you guys, you got to we don't know who you know, so you got to share it. Donate, okay? It is possible for you to do that. We do provide this show to you completely complimentary, but you do have an opportunity to donate there. So go ahead. You can do one-time donation, or you can become a consistent patron if you'd like to. Either way, we'd like it. We love it. And we need you to do that right now, this second. The show is not ending, but Facebook Live is. So you have to subscribe to continue to watch the show in its entirety.
Bye-bye, Facebook. So, yeah, you know what? I was thinking about when you said that. My mom used to say something. Don't say something that something can't cash.
Yes.
Remember that one?
Don't write a check that can't cash.
And so it just seemed like it's one thing after another.
We're writing a lot of checks.
Yeah, and it costs.
You heard him say,
costs so
I
much
begged
money.
I begged them.
Yes.
So,
man, it costs so much money
Yeah.
every time he does that.
we need to listen, okay?
Listen, Linda. It's costing us so much money.
Us.
Yes.
By the way.
Absolutely. I mean us.
Because our government is funded through us. It's not funded through, Trump's businesses. So, anywho, you guys, those decisions that he's making, man, are we going to pay for them?
Yes.
Is that it on that article? Okay, Tony. That's not
Let's
it.
see. Okay, so who? Lindsay Pigza. She is the chief economist of Stifel. Told CNN Money's Market Now last week that look, she already sees signs that the economic momentum is beginning to wane. Guess what? I see it too. Don't you? Mm-hmm. I know you guys see it too.
Yes.
The risk of the recession rapidly rises as we look out for the second half of 2019 into 2020, she said. 2, the AT&T Time Warner decision, a federal judge expected to rule on Tuesday that the fate of the AT&T's $85 billion bid to acquire Time Warner.
Woo!
$85 billion.
$85 billion.
Wow. The Justice Department sued to block the deal. If it argues that the combination
That's
would
a lot of money on the
would
table.
have AT&T and they would have power. I knew that was going to say the power to charge competitors more for Time Warner's content or to block the content entirely from the likes of Comcast, Verizon, and Charter. I'm glad they did that. Just taking over.
There has to be some type of...
Somebody
got to
that.
do some checks and balances. I mean, come on now.
You're talking about dominate.
It's like the more money you have, the more stuff you can do. But somebody has to be able to have, again, instill some checks and balances.
Girl, I know them other companies is over there like, yes, yay.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that's almost like a monopoly.
It is.
Taking place.
It absolutely
is.
is.
So... Okay, what else is going on there?
It looks like a lot. Looks like a lot. So where am I?
That just goes to show you how much is going on around us.
Okay, so it's the rate hike coming. The Federal Reserve is expected to raise the interest rates this week for the second time this year. The Fed Chairman Jerome Powell will take the questions on Wednesdays after the announcement. The investors will be listening for clues about whether the Fed will raise rates once more this year or twice. The markets will also be eager to hear about what Powell says about the trade and the economic risk from President Trump's tariffs.
Okay, so
I know you want to talk about
it. So did you guys even know we had a rate increase?
Yeah.
That's the question. Did you know that there's already been one and we're creeping up on another one?
Yeah, because we told him about the first
We
one.
did tell him. Now we're telling you. Now we're hey, live right here. We're telling you that it's another one coming. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're warning us. What does that mean for you? Okay, is there something else on this article? There is.
Mm-hmm. It's long. You want to take it from there?
You can finish it.
Okay, it says tariff details. By Friday, the Trump administration is expected to release the final list of the Chinese products that will be subject to tariffs. About $50 billion in all. The White House says that the tariffs will take effect shortly thereafter. The United States reached a deal last week with ZTE, a Chinese tech company, and lifted a ban that blocked the company from buying American parts. The deal drew backlash, but some experts think that Trump administration was trying to win a goodwill and a trade negotiations with China. No comment. Number 5, coming this week, Monday, the net neutrality ends. Tuesday, the H&R Block earnings, AT&T Time Warner decision. Wednesday, the Fed interest rate decision and Powell press conference. Thursday, the U.S. retail sales for May. 5, the deadline for the White House to publish the tariff list. So
they're telling us everything that's going on.
That's
in
going
our
on.
government.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I had to put my glasses on, y'all. I can't see. So
I'm like, 'cause I was wondering why you didn't want to read. Because I was like, what's wrong? So, where your contacts at, by the way?
That's a long story. They're coming. Coming soon.
Coming soon.
Coming back soon. So here's the deal. Next Monday we'll be able to let you know what happened as far as
after Wednesday.
After Wednesday, we'll be able to keep you informed because some of y'all don't wait to understand what's going on until we come to you on Mondays.
Until we tell y'all.
That's okay. That's okay. That's fine. That's why we do what we do. Okay. But there's a lot of stuff going on. So let's go to this next article. Because a lot of people don't really understand what tariffs are and how they affect us and how they affect you and I. And I can go on and on and on and on and on. Okay. So Trump's tariffs against China are sparking fears of a trade war. Why do we not want a trade war? First of all, we don't want that. Here's why you should care, Tony, and you guys too, and me. Here is why we should care. Because you think tariffs, that don't have anything to do with me.
Wrong.
Wrong. Mm-hmm. Let's go to the article. Okay, this is coming from Fortune, okay? Tariffs have consistently been in the news since early March, when President Donald Trump slapped imported steel and aluminum with 25% and 10% taxes, respectively. The situation has only intensified in the following weeks. So the U.S. imported tariffs on numerous imported Chinese goods, which China answered with tariffs on 128 U.S. products, including everything from fruit to meat to nuts. More tariffs are potentially on the way too. But some people may be wondering, what is a tariff?
Right.
And what does all this mean for everyday Americans? Let's break it down. Here's what you need to know about tariffs, including why Trump is issuing the taxes against China and if the ongoing escalation over tariffs could lead to a trade war. What is a tariff? Okay, put simply, a tariff is a tax typically imposed on imported goods. Now, how much stuff do you think we have imported here? Because we don't make a lot of stuff in the U.S., okay? The idea is that the tariff will make foreign-made products more expensive, driving consumers to turn to alternatives from domestic manufacturers who are not subject to the tax. So tariffs are supposed to drive us to buy U.S. brands or U.S. manufacturer, buy from U.S. manufacturers.
Made in the U.S.
Correct. However, we don't have a lot of them. And those that we have, we question the quality of them in a lot of cases, and thus can charge less, okay? So in theory, this boosts the economy of the country imposing tariffs. So we do understand the logic behind him trying to impose tariffs because he's trying to force us as Americans to buy the U.S. brand, buy U.S. manufacturers, buy from the U.S. Mm-hmm. Well, as in the U.S., we have to step up because it's hard to compete with the foreign manufacturers.
Oh, they bring it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, so what's happening with Ford? I don't know. What's happening with GM? I don't know. what's happening with our American car brands, Chevrolet, whatever. They don't have such good reputation. So it talked about from steel to food to nuts. Well, steel makes cars.
It's funny that you even brought up the cars because they have done a pretty good job as competing now. So they're doing a lot.
I don't hear it.
Yeah, they're doing a lot better job. A lot of people are buying more of your Fords. But did you also hear what the president said about not allowing those foreign cars?
I did hear that. And that's a whole nother. I did hear that.
Did
but
hear
we're
that.
gonna yes.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah.
Woo!
So, with that being said, this portion of the show is being sponsored by The Sphere. Are you starting a business or looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and your advertising needs handled right here at The Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content and delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States, as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv. We love The Sphere.
Yes. I mean, man, we're talking about blowing up. This network is really incredible. Everything is here.
Yeah.
And so you have to be where things are happening if you want your brand and your business to happen.
Absolutely.
Okay. So let's go back to this interesting piece here. Okay. So why is Trump issuing tariffs on China? Trump imposed the first set of tariffs on China's goods to punish the country for intellectual property theft that he says has caused the U.S. economic damage. So this is his form of punishment. This is interesting, y'all. I mean, I don't know if y'all get into this, but I mean, it's interesting to read this because it's like countries fighting,
It happens all the time.
And yeah.
They're fighting right now, too.
Exactly. So tomorrow, the president will announce the actions he has decided to take based on USTR's 301 investigation into China's state-led marketing distortion efforts to force pressure and steal U.S. technologies and intellectual property. While White House official Raj Shah said in an email statement ahead of the announcement. As of February, the U.S. also had a record high $375.2 billion trade deficit with China. They owe us a lot of little money. That's a lot of coins.
That's a lot of coins.
Okay. Meaning it spends considerably more on Chinese imports than it makes exports sent to China. Trump has been vocal in his desire to erase that deficit, calling it unsustainable. I agree. Tariffs are on strategy for leveling the playing field, though. So what does all this just mean here? It means that inter-country or ex-country or outside country, there are some problems going on.
Right.
So China's not playing fair.
Right. They getting it all and we're not getting anything.
Correct. And so they're in a huge deficit with us. And then you can imagine what that would do for us if we could recoup that deficit. So you hear that, you think, okay, I understand. I get it. And then we move on. Let's continue. Okay. So who do tariffs have to do with what do tariffs have to do with trade wars?
Girl, but wait a minute. Before you go there, go on read Donald Trump's tweet. His love Twitter.
He likes to tweet. Now, China, which is a great economic power, is considered a developing nation within the World Trade Organization. They therefore get tremendous perks and advantage, especially over the U.S. Does anybody think this is fair? We are badly represented. The WTO is unfair to the U.S. So, okay. I mean,
he said some bad things, but that one wasn't bad.
No, this one wasn't bad. I mean, first of all, you got to fight for what's right for us as a country.
As a country, absolutely.
Yeah. And we can appreciate that. So what do tariffs have to do with trade wars? When Trump announced the first round of tariffs in China, it was seen as a declaration of a trade war, a progressive effort by the two nations to damage each other's to damage each other economically, mainly through taxes and trade restrictions, because that's where you have to hit each other. We can't cause a war where we're going to go fight, so we start other wars
in that pocketbook.
In the pocketbook, in pocketbook, correct. That's why China answered Trump's tariffs with a slew of its own taxes, and why Trump subsequently threatened to impose an additional $1 billion in tariffs on Chinese goods.
Wow.
I mean, pretty soon we're not going to be able to see labels that say "Made in China." If that continues. But then we do want China to have some stuff made from U.S.
Absolutely.
So can we all get along? And, I don't know how that happens, but I do know that there has to be a win-win on both sides. I do agree with him on that. You can't be winning, but we're, at our expense. Not a $372 billion expense.
Because previously, we always send all of the work is always sent out of the country, and it doesn't give the people here in the United States an opportunity to work, number one. Number two, like you said, our goods and goods are always from other countries. We need to see more made in the USA products and services, and that will definitely cut down on our deficit, and we won't be in a hole so much. Hello.
So hang with us, because we're going someplace with this, okay? Because you're probably wondering, okay, me, that don't affect me. Okay, hang tight. Let's go back to the article, okay? He goes on to say, a well-known example of this strategy is the Tariff Act of 1816, which imposed 25% taxes on British goods shipped to America in an effort to protect domestic manufacturing. Okay, let's move on. How will tariffs affect me? Here we go. While it's too soon to say exactly how tariffs will affect U.S. consumers, it's likely that they will cause some price instability domestically. Okay, guys, we don't want price instability. Okay, the North American CEO of Toyota, for example, said steel and aluminum tariffs could make vehicles more expensive to manufacture,
which
would in turn force automakers to drive up costs for buyers. Here we go. Okay, prices on food we eat every day, such as pork and in turn bacon, which also fluctuates since a drop in Chinese purchasing power would likely force U.S. farmers to produce less, potentially driving up costs at home.
Wow.
Now this is getting real, okay, because we're talking about food. You guys are arguing over steel and the price of steel and taxes on steel, which affects us being able to buy cars at a reasonable price. But then now when we talk about food, that's where things get real. People wake up when you talk about food.
I'm looking at this wine.
Now, California's wine industry. Now, see, this tariffs you think doesn't affect these, but I mean, all the way down to the glass of wine you drink is being affected. California's wine industry may suffer too, since U.S. wines will be hit with a 15% tax in China. So what we do here, we're known for a lot of things. I mean, California is like Napa Valley. So we want to get our wines into China, just like Italy wants to get their wines over here.
Right.
And so let's look here at the last sentence in that article. So China likely making them less attractive to shoppers. So China's like, well, our people don't have to drink y'all wine. If we're going to be charged like that.
Wow.
So what does that mean for Napa Valley manufacturers?
Right.
If you drive through Napa Valley, I mean, it's just like acres and acres and acres of people processing wine
country.
And then that's jobs. So you see how this trickles down all the way down.
Absolutely.
To you and I who have a job. First of all, we're talking about food. And we know I'm like
hungry
some bacon.
right now. My stomach growling right now.
Food, you guys. So tariffs affects food, the cars, the wine you drink. That's just to name a few.
Just to name a few.
It goes in a lot of different directions.
Absolutely.
So
if you think that it doesn't affect you, think again.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
Think again.
Yes.
Wow.
So that was your government lesson in economics.
Great job, LJ. Great job. So yeah, because a lot of times people do, they're like, Well, how does that affect me? Everything affects you.
Yes.
And look, in some form or fashion, and the bottom line is your bottom line.
Exactly, because in your budget is food. Some of you need to buy a new vehicle.
Girl,
okay?
I have wine.
We all have wind down time. And so, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I like the wines that are from other places, and I also like the wines that are from here. So do I just want to drink Napa Valley wine? No. I mean, I like wines from other places too. Anyway, this affects, like I said, you
Girl,
know.
I was going to say, we all going to be drinking some booze if they don't get it together. Because, hey, everything is so expensive now. Everything.
Yeah, just entertainment. We love being entertained. And sometimes when you're on a budget, you just like to entertain yourself at home. Just go get a bottle of wine and, have some sit down time and just enjoy the luxuries of your own home.
Right. And read our book, Saving Your Future.
Yes.
Have you gotten your copy yet? You need to get a copy of that book,
We're about to dive into
Saving
that
Your
next.
Future.
Yep, that's the next half of the show, all about that.
Yes, you got to get that book.
Yes.
Why haven't you got it yet?
If you don't have that book, you got to reach out to us, okay? First of all, you guys, you can text. You can text us at 31996. Put in the message field ASK, ASKHHOF, all one word. So text us if you have questions, you want to get the book, you don't have it, you want to sit down with us based on what you've read in the book, you can text us. You don't want to text, call 1-844-700-4463. You don't want to do that, you can go to our website. You can go to www.hhofinance.com, and we have a place that you can schedule an appointment right on the site, you guys. You can even leave us a special note.
Yeah.
You can send us you can subscribe. You can schedule an appointment. Our sessions are free.
Did you say free?
I said free. They're free. Go check out our website, you guys. It's pretty cool, If you can go check out the events page, you'll see what we have coming up next. So let's go over to the event page. You can see there real quick. So these are up and coming events and then weekly standard events. So we have workshops now, you guys, in 3 places: West Houston, Northwest Houston, Pearland. Okay, we've got financial seminars that are posted there. Okay, we've just added lunch and learns in West Houston, which are free, so you can come have lunch on us and get your fill of financial education. Of course, we've got the Money Factor there that happens every Monday, and you can scroll down for more details on up and coming events, which our next lunch and learn is June 22nd. And come check out, of course, Financial Lovemaking Seminar.
Absolutely.
That's going to be held at the Shrines of Black Madonna. And so you've got to scroll through our site and see all the exciting things that are happening there. And we have some exciting things that are coming in the next month.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Always working to bring you the best and the latest.
Always.
And
the best don't rest.
Yes, we're going to continue to do that. We're going to continue to do that. So what are we talking about in that?
Our next.
Oh, that's right. I got to do an ad. Okay. Yeah. So I'm ready to talk. So the portion of the show is being sponsored by KOG and Company. How could I forget my girl? Are your unique gifts and talents changing the world? Unleash Your Dopeness is a people empowerment movement built to encourage the masses to operate outside of their fears and have the gall to recklessly pursue their dreams and passions in life. Join thousands of people as we unlock the greatness that dwells inside. Shop dope gear at KOGpassion.com. That's KOGpassion.com, and use the coupon code DOPE, DOPE, exclamation point, for 10% off exclusive Unleash Your Dopeness apparel. Act now. Sizes are selling out fast. Hey, let me tell you guys something. My girl KG, she's doing dope for real.
Yeah, she's doing the real dang thing.
Honor and the privilege to be the commencement speaker at the Houston University of Houston downtown commencement. And man, I could not be more proud of her.
Yes.
I mean, she is just all over the place. Let me tell you something. You make sure that you're following her organization on social media and watch her show, Startup Masters, right here on the Sphere. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, wonderful things, you guys. So you got so much talent in our community.
Man.
Yeah, we got a lot of it.
Are you talented?
And I just
call
think
us. Call us.
Yes,
we need some more talent on here, and this is a great place to showcase that talent.
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely.
No matter what it is, big, small, it doesn't matter. Everybody has a gift. Everybody has a talent.
Want to hear from you?
Yeah, we want to hear from you.
Okay, so speaking of hearing from, we got to go to the Saving Your Future book because there's a lot of good information. You guys, first of all, you've got to learn what managed growth is. I mean, this stuff about tariffs and things like this.
I'm spilling water all over.
I did this morning all in my in the car. I came in with a wreck crouch. So I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites, managed growth.
Managed growth. Okay. So we have to be able to manage our growth, and first of all, we've got to get this book, like Tony said. Mm-hmm. Second of all, we've got to read the book.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Then third of all, we've got to make sure we're applying what we learn in the book.
Absolutely.
And then fourth of all, we have to make sure that we tag specific things that we want to attack immediately. Okay. And this is one of them, having managed growth. Tony.
It says, how do you win the money game? If money were a game, many of us would be losing. Making a big income does not necessarily mean that you're going to win. Millions are drowning in a sea of debt. Bankruptcies don't just happen with the working poor. It befalls people from all walks of life.
Yes, it does.
Some people make a lot, but they may spend a lot too. Others make big bets when the market is hot, but shy away when the market is undervalued. They lose and don't know why they lose, and those who win don't often know why they win. If they knew, they would continue to do what makes them win and avoid what makes them lose. The lack of knowing how money works is the main causes of losing the money game.
Man, that's a mouthful.
That's it right there.
That is it. And so, are you losing in the money game?
Mm-hmm.
We have to win.
You have to win.
And so, if we're not winning, we need to understand why.
Why?
And if we are winning, we need to understand why so we can repeat the behavior.
Right.
But we don't. I think we're just clueless.
You know what? The word that I like the most is the understanding.
Yes.
It's okay that you don't understand. That's why you got to get the book so that you can understand. It's not an excuse anymore. Oh, I don't know. I don't understand, because the resources are available to us. But you got to know why you win and you got to know why you lose so that you can correct it. That's the biggest thing.
That's major. Managed growth doesn't, the key word in that word is managed.
Manage. Yeah.
It means that you are actively and not passively
a participant.
You are an active participant. Managed growth. It's a big deal. So that means that requires your involvement. So if you're not involved, then you get what you get. And most often, just think about it. When we are guessing answers on a test, we just go in and say, I'm going to check BBAs. What are the chances? I've done that in school. It didn't work out for me. I don't know about you, but when I just went through and said, let me check this, because I didn't know what I was doing, didn't work out well for me.
Right.
No, didn't work out well for me. But this test you want to pass. When we're talking about money, you want to pass this test. So let's go back to the Saving Your Future book and look at what else it has to say. So do you want growth or safety? Okay. Do you want growth or safety? Do you want growth or safety? When thinking about safety for their money, most people think about banks. When they want growth, most people think about investment securities. Natural. Okay. The problem is that if you want growth, you may not get safety. And if you want safety, you may not get growth to beat inflation. Sounds like a catch-22 to me, Tony. Okay. Can you get both? Growth potential and safety? It can be possible. When you play sports, you have to play with both offense and defense. You've got to be strong on both sides. You can't have all the players attack and leave no one to defend the home base.
Right.
Wow. I love this book. So you're looking at the 4 cornerstones: growth, safety, tax advantages, and protection. So you've got to understand how to play both sides of the field. offense and defense. Most of us, when it comes to our money, we have no offense. We're just, we're playing a defensive game. We're trying to make it day by day. We're in survival mode.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have any offense, okay? Offense scores points. Defense wins games. So what do you need to be defensive about? You need to be defensive about losses. And you need to be offensive about gains. So, hey, is this a game? It is the money game.
It's the money game.
And are you winning? Are you losing in it? Is the question.
Right.
Let's go on to the next part, Tony.
It says, thus, you have to diversify. You allocate your assets into different positions. You use dollar cost averaging to capitalize on the downtime in the market. Occasionally, you rebalance your investments and mix if your objectives have changed, and make sure your investments are doing what you need them to do. Take advantage of tax advantages allowed by the law to grow more and keep more. A tax savings of 20% is a good as 20% gain in the rate of return. And you must definitely have a good defense with protection of your life, your investments, and your estate.
Yes,
I kind of want to
indeed.
repeat that one, LaShonda, because that's what people don't understand is that,
Go back.
we
can go back.
They need to make
we
sure.
We produced this show.
Yes, it says, and you must definitely have a good defense with protection, not just on your life, but protect your investments and your estate.
And oftentimes, people forget all this. They don't start at the beginning, which is their life. Because without your life, you cannot have any investments or an estate.
Hello.
So, it's just natural that you protect your life first. Why do you need to protect your life? Because your life produces the income to make everything happen. So the biggest thing that we need to protect in our income producing years is our ability to produce wealth and our ability to be able to be the economic stronghold in our household. So you have to be able to protect that interest. That's a major interest.
Absolutely.
If that goes down, everything goes down. And a lot of us are operating in the thought process that we're not going to go down. Do you see our Wile E. Coyote economy?
Wow.
Do you have a Wile E. Coyote situation going on in your house?
You know what? Let me just bring it home. I had the esteemed pleasure to meet a young lady, and I wish I could recall her name, but she was an author, and she has 2 young children. And she told me the story of why she, chose to write this book. She had lost her father-in-law, and months later, she lost her husband. And she said she was so thankful that her husband had put the proper protection on their family because she could continue to go on without the worry and the trouble of, how am I going to take care of these kids? How am I going to take care of this house? How are we going to live?
You guys, that's a real
It was a
situation.
real situation
that can happen to any of us. And so we just got to stop operating on the premise of nothing's going to happen to me. I hope nothing happens to you. I pray nothing happens to you. But you know what? It can happen
life
to
happens.
You. Life happens. So many people, things happen. I see it every day where people like, this person passed suddenly or this thing. You know what? We don't know what our expiration date is. So let's be wise and let's do the things that we're talking about.
Right.
And let's do them with urgency. Our problem is, we procrastinate on things that we know we're supposed to do.
Absolutely. We definitely procrastinate.
And we've got to stop procrastinating. That's the main cause of failure. Lack of discipline and procrastination. And, typically if you are a procrastinator, you lack discipline.
Right.
And so you can fix those things, though. If that's you, it's okay. You can fix it. We're here to help, okay? Make sure you come out to our workshops, okay? We're going to give you 3 locations here in just a little bit, but let's go back to the book, okay? So when building your future and making financial decisions, you should ask these questions. Can it potentially grow to achieve my goal? Is it safe enough? Does it have tax advantages? Does it have proper protection? If you have a good answer to each of these questions, you're likely moving in the right direction toward your goal. Growth is good, but managed growth is better. Okay? Formula 1020, you guys know what you need. You got to call us, sit down with us so we can help you to figure this out. If you don't have a plan, you plan to fail. A recent article in Financial Analysis Journal suggests that Americans need to save more, not just a little more, but vastly more. We've brought you article upon article upon article upon statistic about that topic.
Right.
To be assured of having enough money for a comfortable retirement, they advise you to have a total of 22 times your income by the time you retire. Thus, if you make $50,000 per year, the target number would be 1.1 million. Many people today live long lives, some to the age of 100. We're seeing more and more of that.
Due to medical technology?
Yes. So they need to be they may need much bigger than they normally thought. To simplify things, you can round down 22 to 20 times your annual income of your retirement is what you're needing for retirement. Let's go on. Okay. So there's a lot here, and we don't have much time, but many people today live long lives, as we're saying, okay? As for protecting your family, many financial professionals normally suggest 10 times your annual income in order to meet the insurance needs of your family. For example, if you make $50,000 a year, then your life insurance you need would be somewhere in the neighborhood of $500,000. That's not even counting your debt, sending your kids to college, and other things. So this amount of money would allow the surviving spouse to take care of the children for the next 10 years or more, giving them or her enough time to make the transition. When you lose someone, there is a transition phase. So if you die too soon, you'll need 10 times your income. If you live too long, you'll need 20 times your income. Hence the formula 1020.
10-20 rule.
1020, okay? Learn it, apply it, and then chase it, okay? Let's go on. Okay, so please keep in mind that this is simply a suggestive rule of thumb. It does not by any means replace the actual need of the individual in the protection or retirement. However, for those who want a simple solution, this 1020 formula can be a handy tool.
Absolutely. And it's so easy to calculate because most people don't know what they're chasing. They don't know their retirement number. They don't know how much protection that you're going to need. So, again, this is just a great rule of thumb, something that you can definitely use. Remember, it's 10 times your salary is enough for protection. 20 times your salary is enough for retirement. Jot it down. Write the numbers out so you'll know your numbers.
And some of you, actually, you need more. So, again, you need a personal financial strategy so you can determine that. That's where you reach out to us. You can email us at info@houstonhousewivesoffinance.com. You can also email us at billwealth@hhofinance.com. So, you guys, there's so many ways for you to reach out to us.
Yes, but you got to reach out. You got to get the help.
This is for you to do. It's on you. It's not like you don't know.
Right.
Okay. So, the last page here we want to go over, Tony.
Says some food for thought. Did you know that half the world, over 3 billion people, live on less than $2.50 a day? At least 80% of humanity lives lives on less than $10 a day. According to the UNICEF, 22,000 children die each day due to poverty. Nearly 1 billion people enter the 21st century unable to read a book or sign their names. I'm going to go back to that. In 1960, 20% of people in the world's richest countries had 30 times their income, in the poorest of 20% in 1997, 70 times as much. 74 times as much. Wow. In 2005, the world's wealthiest 20% accounted for 76.6% of the total private consumption, and the poorest fifth just 1.5%. And some numbers on our priorities. Wow.
Here's our priorities, you guys.
So the rich countries are spending priorities. Cosmetics, $8 billion. Wow. Perfume in U.S. and in Europe, 12 billion. Pet food, U.S. and Europe, $17 billion on pet food. Cigarettes, $50 billion, killing us to cancer. Additional costs for the basic needs in the poor countries. The basic education for all, $6 billion. Water and sanitation, $9 billion. Reproductive health, for women, $12 billion, and basic health and nutrition, $13 billion.
That stuff costs less than the stuff that we're our luxuries.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Richer or poorer is up to it's up to where you live and how you think. So all this is, this is really sad that we are putting luxuries above priorities.
There's a hashtag called POP, and it's pleasures over priorities over pleasures.
Yes.
And I think that we really need to really take that and run with it, because our priorities are definitely out of line.
They're out of line. And so to get them back in line, you need to attend our national campaign for financial literacy workshops. They're free, you guys, okay? We're full force in our 1 million to educate, our campaign to educate 1 million families by 2020 through World System Builder, okay? You guys, listen, we've got 3 workshops now that we're bringing to you. So there's an affiliate at one of these places or multiple affiliates at these places for you to be able to help you. So let's start off with West Houston. West Houston, right off of I-10 here in the Houston area, guys, 11111 Katy Freeway, Suite 100. That's Houston, Texas, 77079. Wednesdays, 7 p.m., Saturdays, 10 a.m. Come out, complimentary workshops. And in addition here, the free lunch and learns are on every second and fourth Friday, 12 noon to 1:30 p.m. Come out, okay? Northwest Houston, okay?
Come see me, Tony, at 13831 Northwest Freeway, Suite 215. That's Houston, Texas, 77040. We're Tuesdays at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 10 a.m. If you're in the Houston area this weekend, we're going to have our grand opening to our new Northwest Financial Center. It's going to be at 10 a.m. to 12:30. Come out for some great food, fun, and finance.
Absolutely. And then if you live in Pearland, you guys, here's the location for you for Pearland. That's 11233 Shadow Creek Parkway, Suite 255. And that's in Houston. No, that's Pearland. I'm sorry. Pearland 77584. And Mondays, they have Thursdays is their workshop. Thursdays is their workshop, but they do have presentations about your finances on Mondays.
Absolutely.
So you guys, no excuse.
No excuse.
None of these locations work. You got to call us, okay? You can text us at 31996. In the text message field, put ask HHOF, all one word. You can call us at 1-844-700-4463. You can email us at info@HoustonHousewivesOfFinance.com, billwealth@hhofinance.com, and they can also do what? Social media outlets.
Oh my gosh, social media, we're everywhere. We have our website on the screen right now, which is www.hhofinance.com. You can also reach us at Instagram. We are on Meetup. We're on Twitter. We're on everywhere. Facebook, of course, as the Houston Housewives of Finance official. If it doesn't say official, it's not us. But look, just Google us. I told somebody, look, you want to find me, Google me.
You can. We're Googleable.
Yes.
Okay. We have been for a minute. So that leaves no excuses for you. And we want you to, in the next minute, to reach out. Okay. Please, you guys, share this show. Share this feed. This is such important information. If you're iPhone users, go subscribe to us on in the podcast section of your Apple phone.
Absolutely.
Go just type in The Money Factor and you can subscribe. It'll send you alerts and let you know, oh, new episode alert.
Yeah,
new
I
episode
did that
alert.
yesterday.
Absolutely.
Somebody brought it up his phone and he had all podcasts.
Yes.
And I typed in The Money Factor and boom, there it
right
was.
There, right
it's
there.
Just
you can
that
go.
easy.
This is episode number 105.
Girl, I stopped counting.
So you can. So you can go see all of them. They're right there. But we're
Yeah.
not just in iTunes. We're on SoundCloud, Stitcher, iHeart, Google Play, Podbean. You can find us anywhere, okay? It's not important where you find us. It's important that you reach out to us so that we can help you get your finances right. So make sure you tune in next week.
Same place.
Same time.
Right here on the Sphere.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.